Today's headlines are: PM urges world to stand in solidarity with Afghan people for peace, stability. Prime Minister Imran Khan Thursday called upon the international community to stand in solidarity with the Afghan people, engage positively, and create incentives to ensure sustainable peace, stability and economic development in Afghanistan. He said Pakistan had, and would continue to play its role, for the economic uplift, humanitarian relief and assistance to Afghanistan. The Prime Minister was talking to Deputy Prime Minister, and Minister of Foreign Affairs of the State of Qatar, Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdulrahman Al Thani, who called on him here. During the meeting, views were exchanged on the developments in Afghanistan and diversifying Pakistan-Qatar relations. The Prime Minister conveyed warm regards to Amir of Qatar. A press release issued by the Prime Minister media wing here said, they emphasized that it was vital to stabilize the security situation, prevent a humanitarian crisis, and stabilize the economy in Afghanistan. Highlighting that Pakistan had suffered enormously due to protracted conflict in Afghanistan, they underscored the importance of a peaceful, secure and stable Afghanistan for Pakistan and the region. The Prime Minister lauded Qatar's role in support of the Afghan peace process. In the bilateral context, they reaffirmed Pakistan's desire to strengthen mutually beneficial ties with Qatar. The Prime Minister stressed the importance of enhanced collaboration in diverse areas, including trade and investment, energy, and enhancing people-to-people linkages. The Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister of Qatar acknowledged Pakistan's important role as well as efforts for regional peace and stability. They also underscored Qatar's commitment to maintain close contact with Pakistan on bilateral and regional matters. Pakistan's geoeconomic location offers opportunities for trade, connectivity. President Dr. Arif Alvi Thursday said that Pakistan's unique geoeconomic location offered tremendous opportunities for transport, trade, transit trade and ICT connectivity to the entire region. The President, in a meeting with the envoys designate of different countries, said Pakistan attached great importance to promotion of trade, business and commercial cooperation with friendly countries under its new geoeconomics policy. He said Pakistan wanted to promote connectivity and regional peace and development by further expanding bilateral cooperation in the areas of trade, economy, culture and tourism. The ambassadors designate of Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Azerbaijan, Thailand, and the High Commissioner designate of Nigeria were among those who separately met the President. Earlier, the Kyrgyz ambassador to Tuayev, Alanbek Azankanovich, Kazakh ambassador Yerzhan Kistofin, Azeri ambassador Kazov Arhadov, Thai ambassador Chakrat Krachayroon, Nigerian High Commissioner Abioy Mohammed Bello presented their credentials to President Alvi at a ceremony. Congratulating the newly appointed envoys, the President expressed the hope that they would play their role in further strengthening political, economic and cultural relations with Pakistan. He observed that greater regional integration would help drive growth and socio-economic development in the entire region. He also underscored the need to hold regular meetings of institutional mechanisms, such as the bilateral political consultations, joint ministerial commissions, and intergovernmental commissions, to further solidify bilateral relations with friendly countries. The President expressed satisfaction over the existing level of bilateral cooperation, and wished the envoys success for their assignments in Islamabad. Bilateral dream for government formation at centre to remain ever elusive. FARC reacting to the PPP Chairman's anti-government remarks, the Minister, in a news statement, asked Bilal to stop contemplating formation of his party's government either at federal or provincial level as even the citizens of Simba sector checked him in the next election. Parky Chit, Chairman Bilal is daydreaming about forming left square bracket, his party right square bracket government. There is no restriction on having such dreams, he mocked Bilal and said even Jayalas were forced to reconsider their affiliation with a corrupt party which had completely ruined by him and his father Asif Zardari. He dared Bilal to bring forth details of a single mega project executed by the PPP-led government in the last 13 years. It seemed that the federal government was working in all the sectors to ensure provision of basic amenities including clean drinking water, education, better road infrastructure and health to people of Sindh. He said while advising Bilal to pay heed to resolving basic issues of the provincial dwellers. He lashed out at the PPP government and Bilal for leaving the people of Sindh at mercy of hoarders, profiteers and tanker mafia. Bilal lambasted the PPP for blaming rats after being caught embezzling wheat worth billions of rupees. The minister said it was time for holding Zardari accountability, asking Bilal to tell us to where and when his father would return the looted money. He said the present government, led by Prime Minister Imran Khan, has been taking concrete measures for socio-economic development of the masses. Besides, a network of development was being laid out across the country without any discrimination. Bilal said Prime Minister Imran Khan was a popular personality across the globe and had earned respect of all and sundry. Dr. Mueed says lasting peace, stability in Afghanistan top priority. The NSA, in his interview with cable news network Comic, said instead of waiting for a security and humanitarian crisis to arise, the global powers should work with Afghanistan to prevent it. Dr. Mueed said that enemies of the country will not be allowed to destabilize Pakistan. We will not compromise on the integrity and sovereignty of our country. The NSA said that the world should establish contacts with the Taliban for lasting peace and stability of Afghanistan. By leaving Afghanistan alone, the mistakes of the 90s should not be repeated, he underlined. Dr. Mueed said that Pakistan was facing problems due to instability in Afghanistan. Since 9/11, Pakistan has borne the brunt with more than 80,000 casualties and more than $150 billion in economic losses, while 3.5 million people have been displaced due to the terrorist insurgency, he noted. Dr. Mueed Yusuf said, "We are committed to peace in Afghanistan, and will continue to work for peace and stability, but only under the international legal framework," he said. For us, the integrity and sovereignty of Pakistan is paramount, and there will be no compromise on it. Replying to a question, he said that the former government of Afghanistan had been trying to lay the blame of its weaknesses and failures on Pakistan. India is involved in negative propaganda against Pakistan. The video of the plane which is being propagated in the Indian media is the video of the flight of the American plane in the UK, he told the media person to her question. He said that India's fake news network in the international media was already exposed. Ambassador Haq discusses Pakistan's digitalization with Chinese experts. There is a very promising future. We hope that in a couple of years, we will double it to United States to 5 billion, he said. The forum was held by China Council for the Promotion of International Trade and China Service Trade Association. Ambassador Haq, together with Federico Roth, deputy head of the Uruguayan embassy in China, Zhao Chenghu, chairman of the China Service Trade Association, and the UK, chief executive officer of Airwallex, participated in Digital Belt and Road themed dialogue hosted by Long Yongdu, consultant of the China Association for Trade and Services. In this globalized and interconnected world, Pakistan cannot remain isolated. For that reason, the Pakistani government launched a very comprehensive initiative of digitalization a couple of years ago. It looks at the whole issue as an ecosystem and infrastructure development. During the dialogue, Moinul Haq shared Pakistan's experience of digitalization. There's a focus on sectoral digitalization, like on agriculture, educational health. We are also focusing on e-commerce. Moinul Haq told CEN that Pakistan would like to develop its e-commerce infrastructure. Telecommunication sector has been upgraded. Our internet penetration, mobile services and e-payments are being developed and modernized. Then we are promoting innovation and entrepreneurship and startups for that. Incubation centers have been set up in provincial capitals. We're also setting up specialized innovation centers for tech, AI and robotics. E-governance is also a very important part for which all important government institutions are being digitized and interconnected, he said, adding Pakistan is also setting up special IT zones and software technology parks, and also partnering with some Chinese companies, except for new policy formulations and infrastructure development. Pakistani envoy calls for giving Taliban chance to uphold their vows to reject terrorism, respect basic rights. We are on the same side in Afghanistan, the Pakistani ambassador told the conservative newspaper. Given the complex dynamics in Kabul as the Taliban consolidate power and attempt to govern, he said, the world should give the Taliban a chance to uphold their leaders' vows to reject terrorism and respect basic rights. What we hear very loudly and clearly is the repeated commitments that Taliban leaders, have made of not allowing the Afghan territory to be used against any country by any terrorist group, the ambassador said. During the wide-ranging discussion on Wednesday, Chinese correspondent Guy Taylor said that Ambassador Khan sought to downplay the notion that the Taliban takeover in Kabul amounts to a strategic win for Pakistan. He said reports that Pakistani military forces deployed to neighboring Afghanistan to help the Taliban seize the country, and that Pakistani military aircraft have assisted the militants in battling anti-Taliban holdouts north of Kabul are bogus and laughable. Asked about the recent meeting in Kabul between Lieutenant Gen. Faiz Hamid, Director General of Pakistan's Inter-Services Intelligence (EZ), and Taliban leader Mullah Abdul Ghani Baradar, the Pakistani envoy said it was no less normal than the reported meeting last month in Kabul between CIA Director William Burns and Mullah Baradar. Pakistan was taken aback at how quickly the US-backed government in Kabul fell to the Taliban, though the ambassador said even the Taliban were surprised. But, he said any characterization of the group as a proxy for Pakistan would be inaccurate and unfortunate. He pushed back against regional experts' claims that Pakistan has carefully played both sides of the war in Afghanistan to protect its own interests. Ramis wants us to play aggressive cricket. Shadab Khan Ramis, who has recently become member of the Board of Governors of Pakistan Cricket Board called the national team to the high-performance center at Gaddafi Stadium. The US-backed government in Kabul fell to the Taliban, though the ambassador said even the Taliban were surprised. But, he said any characterization of the group as a proxy for Pakistan would be inaccurate and unfortunate. He pushed back against regional experts' claims that Pakistan's strategic win for Pakistan. He said reports that Pakistani military forces deployed to neighboring Afghanistan to help the Taliban seize the country, and that Pakistani military aircraft have assisted the militants in battling anti-Taliban holdouts north of Kabul are bogus and laughable. Asked about the recent meeting in Kabul between Lieutenant Gen. Faiz Hamid, Director General of Pakistan's Inter-Services Intelligence (EZ), and Taliban leader Mullah Abdul Ghani Baradar, the Pakistani envoy said it was no less normal than the reported meeting last month in Kabul between CIA Director William Burns and Mullah Baradar. Pakistan was taken aback at how quickly the US-backed government in Kabul fell to the Taliban, though the ambassador said even the Taliban were surprised. But, he said any characterization of the group as a proxy for Pakistan would be inaccurate and unfortunate. He pushed back against regional experts' claims that Pakistan has carefully played both sides of the war in Afghanistan to protect its own interests. Ramis wants us to play aggressive cricket. Shadab Khan Ramis, who has recently become member of the Board of Governors of Pakistan Cricket Board called the national team to the high-performance center at Gaddafi Stadium, Lahore on Tuesday for an agenda-setting talk. The former skipper has yet be officially elected the PCB chairman. In the meeting with us, the Ramis said, he wants us to exhibit aggression, and for that we'll have to develop a culture, Shadab told media in a virtual press conference from Rawalpindi. The national team will play a 3-match ODI and 5-match T20I series against New Zealand, who are touring Pakistan after 18 years. The Odas are part of the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup Super League. and will be played at the Pindi Cricket Stadium on 17, 19 and 21 September, while Gaddafi Stadium will host the T20s from 25 September to 3 October. The left square bracket Raimi's right square bracket has been doing commentary since long, and fully understands the modern day cricket. He has given us the confidence. Aggression is in our DNA, hence we'll now be trying to be more aggressive. Initially, we may face somewhat failure, but if we'll continue this culture, we'll get results in the future. To a question about his personal performance, he admitted that it had witnessed a decline but said that was mainly due to the injuries he suffered during the course of the time. Before World Cup left square bracket 2019 right square bracket, I suffered from hepatitis and then sustained injuries that affected my performance. But I will not make that an excuse. I will be trying to become successful as I was at the outset of my career, he added. He said he had spent 1 month in the academy with his coaches, trying to improve his bowling and batting skills. Pakistan to continue support for Afghanistan's peace, prosperity. Rashid Pakistan had already dispatched the food-related material to Afghanistan, he said while talking to a private television channel. China and Russia would also extend necessary assistance to Afghanistan, he said. Commenting on acceptance of Taliban's cabinet, he said, "We didn't have any objection over the cabinet members. However," he said, "the Prime Minister is going to meet Russian leader Vladimir Putin in coming days." He further said that Prime Minister Imran Khan would also have meeting with Chinese and Uzbek leaders too. In Tajikistan, he informed that leaders of the 6 nations, including Pakistan, scheduled to meet among others. Replying to a question about frequent visits of CIA chief here in Doha, he said Afghanistan is an important country in the region, that is why CIA chief had interactions with regional leaders. To a question about India, the Interior Minister said after the control of Taliban in Afghanistan, the neighboring country leaders are very anxious for this change. He said India had been using its consulate in Afghanistan against Pakistan. Replying to a question about Nayyum, he said Nayyum was responsible for damaging the politics of Pakistan Muslim League N. About the future of Shahbaz Sharif, he said ex-Chief Minister Punjab had serious type of cases in the courts. To a question about Nawaz Sharif, he said we will arrange passport within 24 hours if the ex-PM decides to return Pakistan. Shedding light on Bilal Bhutto Zardari, he said the Pakistan People's Party leader could hold meetings anywhere in Sindh. NADRA launches contactless biometric verification services. For banking, the service was launched during the visit of Dr. Reza Bakaya, Governor State Bank of Pakistan Commerce, to NADRA headquarters, said a news release issued here on Thursday. The banks in Pakistan will make use of the digital app on smartphones, capturing and verifying biometrics of the potential account holders from their homes. With the introduction of this digital technology, the banking system will take paradigm shift, adding remote biometric capturing technology to digital banking system. The service is initially extended to 5 banks nominated by SBP for pilot. Other banks and fully SBP licensed MEs, after completion of necessary formalities, will also be included in the pilot run. Once the pilot is completed, this service will be extended to all banks/MEs. Speaking on the occasion, Dr. Reza Bakaya, Governor State Bank, said, "This new mobile-based verification service for banks and electronic money institutions is in line with SP's financial inclusion initiative while creating opportunity for rapid onboarding using remote identification and e-kick features." He added early adoption of this new technology has endless potential to reach towards underserviced population, while it extends a great benefit to financial sector, as it will reduce the operational costs, aiding in releasing pressure on banks who have been negatively impacted during this pandemic. On the occasion, Tariq Malik, Chairman NADRA, said, "We are addressing the need of the hour during this ongoing pandemic. This new technology makes contactless fingerprint acquisition and matching possible using a smart mobile phone, providing an alternative to conventional methods of conducting digital financial transactions that may require specialized equipment or visits to bank branches/franchisees." NADRA is proud to maintain its reputation for introducing niche technological trends in country. Thanks for watching newsi24. For more news visit our website on www.newsi247.tv.